But now it's time for the lightweight men's double scull. This is the lineup. We've got 2 German boats, 2 Italian boats, but I can't help thinking the Swiss are probably the crew to beat here.
I think you're right, Greg. And there we can see Finn Volta on the right of your picture, Nikita Moore in the bow seat. They've raced in Pierre de Luca already, under 23 gold medalists. Here's the established German double, Jonathan Rommelmann, silver medalist, in the bows on the left of your picture. Rode with Jason Osborne just behind the Irish Paul Leerkamp in the stroke seat. World silver medalist, the Swiss, in the stroke seat. The amazingly talented Rafael Amadeo Island, Jan Schaubele behind him, 22 and 24. And here are the Italians. Gabi Suarez up in the bows. And there's Italy 2, Giovanni Borgiovanno, he was closest to us, and Niels Torre in the bow seat. It is Italy 1 who are the selected double. And Asgial Kjom in the stroke seats, always give nothing less than 100% Kjom, and Lars Benska behind him. There's the Swiss world champions. Hard to see that anyone's going to get in front of the Swiss. They were outstanding in the heats.
Yeah, the Swiss had a great heat, winning it by 4 seconds, but Italy won beside them, won their heat by 3 seconds. So all these doubles getting away very, very smoothly. Nothing to call between it at the moment. Will Oppo and Gabi Suarez be able to do it here in front of the home crowd and give this Italian crowd another even bigger cheer and a gold medal, or will the Swiss hang on here?
Well, it looks like Italy 2 have taken the race to their compatriots. It's the bows of Niels Torre and Giovanni Borgiovanno that are out in front. Borgiovanno just 21 years of age, gold medalist in the lightweight men's single. And, well, that's the parallax of the camera. There we see the 2 Germans next to each other. Rommelmann and Leerkamp closest to us. They're the German double, finished 10th last year, didn't qualify for the Olympics. Missed it by 1 place. They've switched their double round, so Jonathan Rommelmann has moved from stroke into the bow seat. Paul Leerkamp, the 22-year-old, has gone into the stroke seat, the man from Osnabrück, Ruderverein.
Well, it's a frantic-looking race to me. Lots of rate going on. Look at those 2 German boats. You can see them from above on the right of the screen, and none of those 2 look particularly clean. It looks like everyone's really sort of on the red line, going flat out here towards 500 as they come through 500. I hope to see them just settle into something that looks a bit more maintainable.
Swiss look really smooth, really fluid. They look very long. Almeida Island in the stroke seat, he just has such a long reach. He must have very long arms just to get that length out the front end. And of course the Swiss, you know, the story this season is, will the Swiss be able to get in front of the Irish who aren't here? Fintan McCarthy and Paul O'Donovan. Guess you might be watching this, but that Swiss double were close behind you in the World Championships.
Well, the Swiss were looking the smoothest when we saw them. That was Italy 2. We just had a look at. They're both under 23s last year. But now here we are racing in the senior double, racing against the number 1 Italy double. And you can see from the gap there, Italy 1 in lane 4, I think, have held that gap that the under 23s have taken off them. But at the front of the field, it is the Swiss who I think are just edging their way away.
I think there's something about racing on an Italian lake that really fires up the Italian crews, you know, where they're foreign opposition, and, you know, hence Italy too. They're not afraid of reputations. This is the last year that the lightweight men's doubles and lightweight women's doubles will be in the Olympic cycle. It's a big year for lightweights, and now we can see the bow number 4, Italy 1, just edging back on Italy 2. And it's fascinating to see Gabi Suarez, the stroke man of Italy 1, as we go through the halfway. Talk about him later. Switzerland nearly with a length lead, Greg. Italy 1 just go through 100th of a second in front of their second crew. And Germany 1 off the back at the moment.
Well, it looks like the same thing's going on with both these crews, that the under-23s have taken the lead. Both the boat number 5 for Italy, it's the younger crew, and now the seniors are coming past. Looking on the far side of the course, I'm thinking the same thing's happening, that it's the under-23s. They're world champions in the lightweight double last year, 2023, but their seniors in boat number 2 look like they're just going to overhaul them here in the second 1,000, or at least they're going to try to.
Yeah, maybe. And looking at Gabi Suarez there, the stroke of the Italian double. Learned to row back in 2010 in Bellagio on Lake Como. But actually, the lad was born in Iguazu in Brazil. He holds joint Brazilian and Italian nationality. There's Raf Almeida Islands and Jan Schaubelet behind him. Really smooth, really fluid, just pretty much like the British lightweight women. Although obviously their margin is not as great as Craig and Grant had. You can see it on the graphic on the bottom left, just 9 metres over Italy 2, who are now coming back into it, Greg.
Well, look how the rest of the field has fallen away. That actually it's the Swiss and Italy 1 now who've got a huge lead on the rest of the field. All those other crews that were in it and were leading and wrestling for the silver have disappeared out of our shot. It's now these two for the gold and silver, and I'm wondering whether the Italians can pick this up and actually challenge for the gold.
Well, it's their lake. They're only 1.4 seconds behind. I think Switzerland have got flexibility. They've got a very tough training program with Ian Wright. They've got mental toughness too.
We've talked about the other crews, but what about the Norwegians here at the bottom of the screen in lane number 6? We saw Askiel Chom yesterday lead that stroke rate up and up and up, and they kept going and going and going to establish this place in the final. I wouldn't count them out of yet getting that bronze medal here.
He loves a sprint finish, Askiel Chom. And Switzerland still maintain. You can see that great drone shot as we fly over the oarsmen. It's the Italian number 1 boat on the left, the Swiss boat on the right, and the Swiss are going to prevail. It looks like we can look to our right and see the Swiss coming down. What have the Italians got left?
Well, that shot showed us they've come into the red boys. They're coming into the sprint. The Italians have gone again. I think they're moving on Italy, on Switzerland right now. Switzerland probably have enough as we're coming down with about 100 metres to go towards the line, and it's anyone's race for bronze medal.
Germany 2 have got through Germany 1. Will this be an upset, or will Germany 1 still get the qualification place? The under-23s on the far side. Askiel Chom is charging.
It's
Italy
Norway
2
for bronze,
are out of
I think.
it. We come up to the line. It is Switzerland being charged by Italy 1. And the Italy 1 boat, they're going to do it. They're going to get through the Swiss. Oh my goodness, they've done the sprint. Italy 1 beat the Swiss, and it is Askiel Chom. Is it ahead of Italy 2? Germany 2 beat Germany 1. What an upset. Muscles out. What an incredible sprint from Gabi Suarez and Stefano Oppo. That is completely sensational. That was not in the script I wrote before this race.
Well, it wasn't in the script we were talking about before the race, but what a fantastic last 250 metres. This Swiss double looked smooth. They looked calm and in control for 1750 metres, but what a brilliant last 250 from that Italy 1 double. They held their nerve early on, and then we're waiting on the photo, but here's a confirmation. It is Norway who held on in that brilliant sprint finish and got the bronze.
Oh my God. Askiel Chom, what a sprinter. These boys, they did everything right, it looked like. I thought they had the margin. I was convinced they had the margin with like 300 to go.
Well, you were comparing them to the British lightweight women's double with the margin that they had, but they weren't in that level of control, I don't think. And that showed in the last 250. Brilliant sprint finish, bit of home crowd advantage, I think, and home water. The Italians just really wanted it and dug deep, didn't they?
Well, we talked about the home water advantage, didn't we? And
well, we're seeing it here on the screen. Lovely
great
side-on shot.
There's the finish. That power to the finish that Suarez and Oppo were able to put out in the end of the race just told that Switzerland didn't have that finish push that the Italians had. Look at that from the drone. Oh, magical shot. Just tightening up there a little bit in the bows of the boat, Jan Schaubelet. Thought he'd done everything right.
And just one other story of note in there is that the Germany 2 double actually did stay in front of Germany 1.
Yeah,
so
I think Germany 1 will be selected for the Olympic qualifier, but maybe that'll change things up for German selection. So what a result sheet. Oppo and Suarez, first Italian win here on the lake. World Cup 1, just 0.4 of a second ahead of Switzerland. Norway sneak into third place.